friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing my first trimester roundup. I took a bunch of notes on my notes app because I knew that I wanted to make this video. So I just kind of tracked what I was feeling, what symptoms I was having week to week, just so I can share with you. One thing I will say, excuse my nasaliness. I woke up sick today, so that's another fun symptom. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go week by week. A lot of the things kind of repeat themselves because it's just like it started one week and it just kind of never left. So yes, if you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave them down below. But I started tracking when I found out, which was week 3. I found out I was pregnant week 3. So that first week, I had a little bit of nausea, like a little bit. The biggest thing for me was no appetite. I was not hungry like ever. I did have a little bit of cramping, but not much, and my sore boobs. That's one thing that like really stood out to me. However, the biggest thing that stood out to me week 3 was my increased heart rate, like throughout the day. So I have a Fitbit that I track my heart rate, not my heart rate specifically, but I track a couple different things. And I get palpitations throughout the day like normally. And so I like to see where my heart rate's at to see if it's my heart or if it's like my mind thinking that I'm having palpitations, you know? And so week 3, my heart rate was like between 90 and 110, like me sitting on a couch. And I was a little bit nervous about it at first, but I did some research and found out that it's totally normal. It has died down since then, thank God, because it gets me very anxious. But that was one of the biggest symptoms that I was kind of surprised about. Okay, week 4, nauseous, but still I was able to do things. I was starting to get out of breath. Cramping still happened, my boobs were still sore. I got a little bit of headache. This is when, TMI, the light discharge started happening. And I'll be totally honest, since I have lost a baby before, that gave me a lot of anxiousness. Like I was very anxious whenever I would feel that happen, so I would sprint to the bathroom to make sure that it wasn't blood, because that's what I'm afraid of, obviously. But also looked it up. Discharge is very normal. It's just keeping bacteria away and infection away is what I read. So that's what happened. A little bit of lower back pain. I was super sleepy. I would wake up, well, it would take me a long time to wake up, but once I was up, I'm up, and then I'm super tired on 3 or 4 is what I wrote down. Week 5, I wrote down day 1 of week 5, exhausted. Not sure it was because I was in Florida helping take care of my niece, but I just wanted to sleep. My boobs were definitely sore. Nauseous was still there, but not kind of like debilitating. I had weird pains in my uterus area, kind of like dull, kind of like gas, which I know now is just getting bigger to make room for baby, you know? I had some sharp little pains on either side, which I still have. I had a tight back, like my thoracic spine was like very tight. Again, the increased heart rate stayed there. No cravings, no appetite, the lower back pain. And then funny, I tried filming some workouts for my channel, and I bought this whole new setup. And I was planning on filming 6 workouts in a day, which is not abnormal for me because I film for Tone It Up and stuff. And I think I got through 2, and then I took a break and I could not get up. I was like, nope, that's it. I can't do it. I can't do it. So that happened. This is when the peeing was just all the time. Like it started just, I needed to pee all the time, and it was exhausting. And then week 5, I had a little bit of constipation, but nothing groundbreaking. Okay, week 6. This is when everything just went skirt. So week 6, day 1, I had awful morning sickness. At this point, I don't think I had thrown up just yet. I think I was just a little bit nauseous, but I think week 6 is when everything kind of just started in full effect in terms of morning sickness and nausea and just throwing up all the time. And then also the burping. I don't really burp. I mean, obviously I burp, but like I don't burp around towels a lot. I just don't like it, and I can't stop. Like burping has to happen or else I'm gonna throw up. Week 6, day 2 was my first throw up is what I see. I had lower back pain. The uterus cramps were still going real strong. Starting week 6 is when I got super nauseous. So I laid on my couch for week 6, and then I don't think I got up until like week 10, week 11. I was out. Like I was nauseous, I was sick, I was throwing up, I was exhausted, I was fatigued, I was emotional, I was scared, I had panic attacks, I had anxiety attacks. It was just It was pretty awful. And then let's see, night of day 5 into day 6, I had night sweats, which scared the crap out of me. Not because I think that means you're gonna lose a baby or have a miscarriage, just, I don't know, I just got really scared. I felt so unmotivated. I had so much to do, but I felt lazy, not excited. And I think that's one thing that like I was kind of nervous to talk about when I was going through it. Of course I was excited to have a baby and like have my baby, but you know, your emotions and your hormones are going through so many things that you can't really think straight. Because I remember I put myself back, I think I took a video, and if I can find it, I'll post it here. But I was just sobbing because I was so scared and so nervous that like my life was over and that I wasn't gonna be able to like balance motherhood and my job and work and everything. And I had like a little mini panic attack, and I was very, very scared for the future. And thankfully I do not feel like that anymore. I think it's just when you're not able to move your body the way you normally do, or you're just stuck to your couch because you're growing a human and you physically cannot move or do anything, it takes a toll on you, and it kind of can mess with your head. So thankfully I don't feel like that anymore. I also wrote down I wasn't hungry, but I had toast every morning. I ate rice. I ate bigger meals towards the end of week 6, but I wasn't really eating much. I also wrote, like I said, felt unmotivated. I had so much to do. I felt lazy, and I felt like I wasn't gonna get anything done. Week 7, the nausea still continued, still throwing up. This is when the weird dreams started happening. And when I say weird, I mean like weird, like very weird. Like I can't even remember any of them right now, but every night I dream a weird dream. But that's when they started. Toast every morning, my uterus cramps, lower back pain, my dry lips started, which was weird. Like I could not keep them moisturized enough. Again, random sharp shooting pains under my belly, under ribs, uterus, and I think that is round ligament pain, and that's just making room for what's coming. My pimples, heartburn first thing in the morning, which made me nauseous. I had gas, and then a little bit of constipation came back, but not too bad. And I keep saying that because you'll see. And then I also wrote down anxious thoughts, crying a lot, fear of the future. And again, same thing. Like I was in that same cycle for a couple weeks, and I was just very fearful and very anxious. And thankfully I'm on the other side of that. I feel so much better. I'm still obviously like nervous about like how I'm gonna do everything and balance everything, but I'm not scared. That's not the right word. It's more like, and it's not fear of the unknown. It's just, I know I'm gonna get it done. I've never done this before, and I think that's what's kind of giving me that like little bit of anxiousness. But I am definitely much more excited now than week 6 and 7. Okay, then finally, week 8 was when I had my first doctor's appointment. And so I felt anxiety before my first appointment because we found out we lost the baby at 8 weeks last time. So it was kind of like a PTSD type thing. And I mentioned this already, but every time I went to the bathroom, actually I don't know if I mentioned it, but every time I go to the bathroom, when I would wipe after going to the restroom, I would like instantly look down to make sure that there was no blood, because that is just something that's stuck in my head and honestly my worst fear right now. Fatigue again, and then overwhelmed with everything that I had to do, but I couldn't think straight. Week 8, day 1 of week 8, I had plans to do, but I got nothing done. I cried a bunch, felt panicked and overwhelmed, lower back pain. Oh, I wrote weird, my eyelashes would fall off. So there was a week where my lashes would just like fall. It was so random. And then I wrote so nauseous. I kept throwing up, kept nauseous all day. And everyone talks about morning sickness, but morning sickness is not really just for morning. I had all day sickness, and I would throw up throughout the day. I would be sick throughout the day. It was just, it's not fun. This is when my insomnia started, but not terribly. I would just wake up. I actually wake up at the same time pretty much every day. I wake up around 3:30 and I go to the bathroom and I wake up and I'm just like, can I go back to sleep now? Oh, okay, I wrote from week 6 to 8/9, I'd wake up and immediately take a nap. Like I would wake up, I'm gonna go off, I'd wake up and I'd go to the bathroom to pee, and then I'd go back to bed and I'd take a nap till like 10:30. So literally the first thing I would do after waking up is take a nap. wild. It's insane. Week 9, threw up again, had to film the remainder of my program. Oh yes, so that's when I had to drive to San Antonio with Taz and to film like the marketing and videos for my Toned Up program. And I was nauseous throughout the entire day while I was filming. However, I did not throw up, which I was super proud of. But the second we wrapped and I got in the car and we drove away, your girl, like everything that was like being held down came up. It was no bueno. Week 9 is when my belly itched, started itching. It doesn't itch every day, but I'll get like a random like, it itches for no reason type thing. And then week 9, day 6 was the first day where I kind of somewhat felt normal. And I worked out for the first time and I just did a 40-minute walk and I cleaned my refrigerator, made a smoothie, made lunch, LOL. I write LOL because those are like normal things that we're supposed to do, but I could just never do them. So I felt somewhat normal that day. Week 10, on day 1 of week 10, I also felt great. I had a busy day and somewhat felt normal. I was anxious though because I kept thinking, well, why am I feeling better? And for me now, I kind of rely on the symptoms to let me know that I'm still growing a baby and that I haven't lost my baby. So when I don't feel sick, I immediately go towards anxiousness, which is obviously not good. But now that I am further along, it is getting much, much better and my anxiety has settled a bit. On day 2 of week 10, I felt like my heart was gonna bust out of my chest, super anxious again. I had heart palpitations and that was just anxiety because I was gonna have a doctor's appointment the day after that and I was just so anxious to get to the doctor's appointment and find out that my baby was still okay and I was still growing this baby. At the appointment, so my first appointment was at week 8 and then my second appointment was week 10 and I wrote this down just for knowledge. I actually just gained 3 pounds, which I thought was interesting because I felt huge. Like nothing really fit me anymore, especially like in the hip area. So when I heard it was just 3, I was like, wait, really, that's it? It's just so weird how your body can make you feel like you are gaining so much weight and all the bloat and everything, but in reality, you're just gaining a few pounds. So that was that. Then week 11, day 1, threw up twice in the morning. I felt so nauseous, like I was taking steps back. So I think I was in Guatemala here, maybe? Oh no. Oh, half of it I was in Guatemala. I was starting to feel better, which I was excited about because I was flying to Guatemala for my brother's wedding and I was just not okay. I threw up twice that day. I was extremely fatigued. My boobs were hurting me like crazy. And day 2 of week 11, I was starving on the plane. I usually eat before a flight and I don't get hungry on the flight because it's a short flight. It was only a 2-hour flight, but I had to order something because I was just so hungry and I ended up getting one of those like random bento boxes with like nuts and it was not that good. And then I also wrote down peeing all the time. Okay, so 2 more weeks until the first trimester. So the first trimester is considered 12, 13, but I wrote down all the way up to 13 because I wanted to give you up until then because the second trimester officially starts week 14. So week 12, I was on the trip. I was extremely nauseous throughout this trip. And I think Guatemala had a little bit to blame because a lot of their roads are very curvy and we stayed on a mountain and we had to go up the mountain and down the mountain and all these curves and all these roads. Your girl threw up multiple times a day. I wrote down, I think belly was more noticeable, but that was bloat, LOL. Digestion is no bueno. This is when my digestion really started failing me, essentially. The nausea started becoming a belly ache so bad. I was out of breath all the time. I was dizzy. I had a headache, cramps again, and then I wrote constipation. So when I travel, I usually am not super regular, so I didn't really think anything of it because it was pretty normal. But I did have, again, TMI, I had a little bit of diarrhea when I was in Guatemala. We come back to Houston and I am in week 13. So week 13, I'm in week 14 right now. I'll be week 15 this Thursday. Today's Monday. So last week, my digestion was still not good. Constipated like up the wazoo. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I was trying everything for this, and without being like giving away too much information, I would do fiber, I would do metamucil, I would do fiber foods, I would take magnesium, I would do suppositories. I mean, talking about everything to try to get myself to go to the bathroom, and nothing was working. And today, a little bit, but again, not enough. So that's why I'm like, am I showing? Am I not? Like, is this just my poop? Okay, so that's still happening. And I had a migraine, but only lasted for a little bit. The sharp shooting pains were out of control. And it would happen like if I'm laying back and I needed to cough, I need to stand up and cough. If I coughed on my back, it would hurt even more. And oh, this is when the aftertaste / metal taste started happening in my mouth. Like I was feeling better, starting to feel better nausea-wise, but then I would have this like metallic taste in my mouth when if I wasn't eating or after I ate, it would just linger, and that made me nauseous, and it's just disgusting. I also worked out for the first time last week, and this was because of my program. It was like a strength-based program, so I lifted heavy and I felt great. I was just really sore. And then currently week 14, I am still backed up, lower back pain, no energy. I got sick and I had a pounding headache. So that's where we're at right now. So I currently have a pounding headache that I got last night around 4 in the morning. And I woke up a little bit sick, but that's a roundup of how I've been feeling. You can tell that my main symptoms are just the nausea, throwing up, lack of energy, lack of motivation really, but it seems now that I am literally getting all the symptoms. Like I woke up sick, I know congestion is a symptom, headache is a symptom, so many things. So while I am very happy that I'm pregnant, I cannot deny the fact that this process has been very, very difficult, and I can't wait to be in that like honeymoon phase of pregnancy because I'm not there yet, and I feel like I'm so far from it. But I did want to say some random things that I've noticed. So I only wanted savory or salty foods. I have a huge sweet tooth, and nothing sounds good. Like I'll eat it if they give it to me, but nothing. Like I'll have a bite, but I won't continue eating it. And I typically just, I scarf down desserts and sweets all the time, but I just have not been wanting it. I don't really, like for example, like at the wedding, my favorite thing in the world is wedding cake. And I had a bite and I couldn't finish it. I was like, oh no. But besides that, I just don't really crave anything. I'm only like adverse to things, not in a way that like makes me barf or like throw up, but like, I can't drink coffee right now, which is very sad. The desserts don't really like make me want it. I just want like savory, salty foods like carbs, something that I feel is gonna make me feel better, you know? And then pregnancy brain is a real thing. Pregnancy brain is, like I thought dieter's brain or prep brain was a thing when you were prepping for my competitions, or when I was prepping for my competitions, and it doesn't compare to pregnancy brain. Like, I was with my friend the other day who is also pregnant, and I was literally gonna ask her, so are you guys gonna have kids? What? And then last but certainly not least, I just have to like give a huge shout out to Taz. He was, I mean, still is the best throughout this entire thing. I cannot imagine doing this without him. And in this process, I've realized like, how do women have a full-time job? Like they have to go into an office and do pregnancy, because I can't imagine. I was so thankful that I was able to lay low for a little bit. And I was just thinking about the women that don't have that privilege. And I just felt horrible because I felt so horrible, and I can't imagine having to show up at work and dressing up and doing the small talk and hiding it and everything. So shout out to all the moms out there that are pregnant, that have to go to work, and like, it's bad, because if it was bad for me, I can't even imagine you guys. So shout out to you guys. And then back on Taz, like he has just been so incredibly helpful. There are times where I literally could not get out of the couch and he would just do everything for me. There was a time that I couldn't get out of bed and he brought my toothpaste to me, or my toothbrush to me, so I can brush my teeth, because it was awful. But like I said, I'm hoping that I'm in the honeymoon phase soon, because this just ain't it, you know? We just found out the gender, so I think that gave me like a pep in my step, and that has gotten me much more excited. But I haven't been able to like plan for a baby shower or a registry or the nursery or anything really. So I'm just really hopeful and looking forward to the time when I am. My dog is like fighting right now. Hey, when I can do more things and like get excited and have the motivation and excitement to do things again, because your girl, after I film this, I'm gonna go right back on the couch. But that's the video. Sorry it was a little bit long. If you have any questions about anything, let me know below. I'd be happy to answer them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, thank you so much for the love and the support and the comments. You guys are just unreal. We love you so much. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.